I don't have to ask how you're doing this morning because I know you saw the report. And if you saw that report, I'm guessing the majority of you are not happy right now because you've been hammering me and hammering away at this show with your thoughts on Mike Tomlin. And now, when Mike Tomlin walked off the podium, when a reporter tried to ask him about his job status, you thought maybe, I know you're Steeler fans, you thought, good, he's gone, he's mad. We're finally free of the problem that is Mike Tomlin. Like, because he's such a problem. All he does is win more games than he loses. Yeah, I know, Steeler fan. You haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Yeah, I know. You've hit me over the head with that every single hour for the last, 6 weeks or more. I know a bleep ton of you are Darko mad right now.
It's a complete crap.
Upon hearing that Mike Tomlin reportedly told his players and coaches that he would return next year for the final year of his contract, you all reacted like Darko and thought,
it's a complete crap.
Yeah, how's that grab you? How does it also grab you that they may talk extension with him in the offseason? What do you think about that? You probably also think that is a complete crap.
It's a complete crap.
Hey, look, I know you, Steeler fan. I do. And I know you're not happy about that, just as I know you're not happy with what I'm about to say. And I get it, all right? You love your team. I understand the passion. You want to win. But do you really think you want to win more than Tomlin wants to win? All right? I get you. I get why you want it so badly. But what I don't get is this notion that he shouldn't be coaching your team. I get 18 years in one place is a long time. I get that messages can get stale. I understand that. And I get that some of his coaching hires haven't made a hell of a lot of sense, starting with Matthew Nova Scotia. I get that. But let me tell you what else I get. Coaching is about maximizing the potential in a locker room. And Tomlin does that. He does it every single season. He's not picking the players. He's coaching the players that are given to him. You want to talk about an impossible standard. This dude hasn't had a losing season in 17 years, and he just went 10-7. 10-7, and not in the AFC South, mind you, but in the AFC bleeping North, the toughest division in all football. And of the remaining teams in the playoffs, Steeler fan, tell me what the common denominator is. This is not a hard question. Look at who's left and tell me what they all have in common. Really good quarterback play. Really good quarterback play. Sustained elite quarterback play. Look at the 8 teams. Look at who they all have under center. Dudes who have consistently made big plays in big games to get their respective teams to the divisional round. Some of whom have been doing it for years. Some of whom have already done enough to get in the Hall of Fame. Some of whom who are just getting started. But they're all doing it right now at a really high level. You know, the very thing that you haven't had in years. Yes, Mason Rudolph played well for 3 weeks. 3 weeks to help you get into the postseason. But Buffalo reminded us Monday that Mason's a good backup and a good dude and a good soldier, but he's not a playoff winning quality quarterback, right? And yet y'all continue to kill Tomlin. You're killing this guy for decisions that the front office makes. He's not the one that drafted Tiny Hands.
Tiny hands.
And by the way, Ben,
Tiny hands.
as great a quarterback as Ben was,
Tiny hands.
Ben was not the easiest player to coach, I would imagine.
Tiny hands.
Yeah, Tomlin never complained about that. Tomlin never ran him under the bus. Tomlin never pointed the finger at him. Although Ben did point the finger at Tomlin.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Tiny hands.
Tomlin was not the one who signed Mitch Trubisky. Fire up your next alarm, Alvin.
Mitch Trubisky.
Tomlin is not the one who keeps drafting questionable character dudes.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yet he's the one who gets blamed when these guys act exactly the way they've always acted. And no, just because some of his guys have popped off this season does not mean he lost the locker room. All right? A lot of you want to compare this situation and are even actually trying to say to me, hey, Rome, how is this different than Dallas's situation? How is it different than Dallas's situation? How is it similar to Dallas's situation? It's got nothing in common with Dallas's situation. Dallas was a Super Bowl ready team. Dallas was supposed to win it all this year. Dallas has their quarterback. Dallas has a quarterback who was supposed to be an MVP candidate this year. What do you mean, how is this different than Dallas's situation? How is it similar? It's nothing like that. Look at the two rosters. Dallas is built to win right now. Is anybody going to look at Pittsburgh's roster and say, oh, that's a Super Bowl caliber team? If they had a coach, they'd be in the Super Bowl. No, if they had a quarterback, we could begin to have that conversation. I mean, this is not a rock, paper, scissors, or rock, paper, Sirianni implosion.
Rock, paper, scissors.
That you're seeing further east. How do I know? How do I know? Listen to the guys that matter in that locker room. Listen to TJ Watt. Listen to Cam Hayward. Listen to what they have to say about Tomlin. All right? This isn't like Dak, I should say, going out of his way to protect Big Mike. I'm talking about TJ Watt. I'm talking about Cam. Right? They don't want to play for anybody other than Tomlin. I understand, Steeler fan. I understand. I'm not saying you should settle or accept not winning playoff games. I understand the standard. I know the standard is high, but so does Tomlin. It's just that I don't see any coach either available or not available that could have gotten any more out of that team this year than Tomlin did. I certainly don't see one on the open market that could, honestly. If you want to be mad at the guy, be mad at him for walking out on that question after the Bills loss. Like, I understand that. That I didn't really get. You can call that guy out for that. You can be mad about that. That was weak, I think. Or if you want to hold a grudge against Tomlin, hold a grudge for him lying to the entire world. Yes, Mike, I just called you a liar.
You're a liar.
I did do that. I'm not going to apologize for that because you did lie. You capped. You lied when you promised straight fire the day that you joined Twitter back in the day. You didn't deliver on that at all. That right there is a complete crap.
It's a complete
Mike.
crap.
But the guy's still doing his job as coach of the Steelers. And ownership was not going to fire this guy. So apparently you are, quote, stuck with non-straight fire Mike for at least one more season.
How's that possible?
Well, I'm sure they would have let him go if he wanted to. They're not firing this dude. Hey, this just in. Steeler fan, you know this. Your franchise is an anomaly in this regard. They don't fire coaches. They don't overreact. They don't make knee-jerk decisions. I actually like that about the Steelers. They're different in that regard. They don't fire coaches. They don't. And they weren't going to fire this guy. And I don't think they should fire this guy. In fact, I'm kind of surprised he wants to come back, hearing what he hears from you every single day. Maybe it's pride, or maybe he loves the gig. Maybe he loves the organization. Maybe despite everything you say about him, he loves the town. Maybe he loves his players. But I'm here to tell you, the guy could have walked. The guy could have walked and it would have taken him 5 seconds to get another job. He wants to be there. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. No coach, available or unavailable, dead or alive, wins anything that matters without a quarterback that matters. And he doesn't have one. Hey, Rome, what about Belichick? What about him? The GOAT.
Bill the GOAT.
6 rings, 9 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. The greatest coach ever. Brady leaves. What happened to Belichick? I don't care who you are. You don't win without a quarterback. This guy doesn't have one. But he maximized what they gave him. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I think, You're lucky he even performs for you bastards.
Performed for you bastards.
Leave Mikey alone. Steeler fan, I know you hate that take. I know you hate that take. For some reason, you hate that guy. And if your point to me is, Rome, you, the national media, and you just don't get it. That's one thing we do agree on. I don't get it. I don't know why you're trying to run this guy off, especially when he wants to be there. Who's better? Who would be better in that spot? Anyway, it looks like you've got him for another year and maybe more if they do negotiate an extension in the offseason, unless he decides he doesn't want to be there any longer than that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video.